Good morning, children. Now let us continue the 11th chapter, that is light, shadows and reflections. Okay, we have completed the two chapters. Now this is the third chapter what I am taking. Hope everyone is writing the PDF answers what is given as well as the activity here you have to do and file and keep it. Okay. Now you will be having the test, so please read. Be reading the both the chapters you revise for the test. How many chapters will be completed by till the test? I'll be taking the test on those chapters. Okay. Now the slip test for the last lesson, that is motion, measurement and distances, I'll take it on Monday. Okay, please complete your activity as well as the PDF question answers. Hope everyone is completing your notes, mean whatever question answers are given, seeing the videos, reading the lessons, everything. Please children, every day read what videos are given, see the video, read the lesson, write the answers. Okay, so now let us continue with the light, shadows and reflections. Okay children, now we see so many objects around us, isn't it? Already we have studied in the last chapter living as well as the non-living things. So now on what do you see in your daily life as you are going to school or everywhere? As you come on the way, you can see the buses, cars, cycles, trees, animals, flowers, people, all these things. So how do you think we see the objects? So how do we see the objects? Why we can see the objects in the daytime and not in the night? So think of some of the places at night time, if they are completely dark, how will you see? Or if you want to go in the night, if it is too dark, if you don't have the street lights and all, what do you use? You use a torch, isn't it? Because it will be completely dark. So supposing you go inside a dark room, are you able to see any objects in the room, children? No. So we are not able to see. So what will help us to see the object? So whenever there is a light, we can see the objects. Now here, can you see in the picture here? Everywhere it is dark, isn't it? Only you can see if you open a little, you can see inside the room it is completely dark. When you open the door, little bit of light from out it is falling, isn't it? Can you see here? See. Now if it is the room is dark or whenever there is no power, what do? You light a candle like this, isn't it? And we are able to see. So when you light a candle or a torch, you can see the objects present in the room, isn't it? Yeah. Without light, things cannot be seen. So what is the work of the light? Light helps us to see the objects. If there is no light, then we cannot see the objects. The torch bulb is an object that gives out light of its own. I told torch. So what is this? This is a object that will give out light of its own. The sun, this is another, already you might have seen, daytime sun will be there, so it will be, you can see everywhere the objects. During the night there won't be sun, so we cannot see the things. The sun is another familiar object that gives its own light during the day. Its light allows us to see the object. So the light of the sun during the day makes us to see the objects or allows us to see the objects. Can you see in the picture? Light. Now what is light? So light is nothing but it makes us to see the objects clearly whenever there is a light, isn't it? So here, how do we get the light? Either we get from the torch or the natural is sun is the main source of light. Then energy. So how this electricity is produced? through the there will be thermal power stations through which they get the energy and they will produce the electricity, isn't it? So this is a light. Can you see? Yeah. Early morning when the sun rises. See here. This is a sunrise. Like this we can see the light. Both the pictures see it clearly. Now here there is a difference between the light, isn't it? Here it is dark, we cannot see anything. Here it is, light is falling, isn't it? So we can see the object, or we can see in the room there is a light. Now what is the source of light? There are two sources of light. One is natural and another one is artificial source of light. Natural source of light, can you tell me? Yeah, sun is the natural source of light. Then which is the artificial source of light? All this bulb, torchlight, candle, all these are the artificial sources of light. Now natural source of light, can you see in the picture here? This is sun. This is a natural source of light. These are the stars. This also will make us to see the things. So the natural sources of light are sun and stars. Then fireflies, then glowworms. So these are all the natural sources of light. So what all we have studied about, which all we have studied about the natural sources of light? One is sun, another one is stars, then you have the fireflies, then the glowworms. These are the glowworms which will give the natural light to see the things during the night. Then other than that you have jellyfish, then you have anglerfish. Can you see here in the picture? Yeah. These are also the natural sources of light. Then bush fires. This is bush fires. Can you see in the picture here? Then this is a lightning. Yeah, whenever lightning is there, we can see the things very clearly. Light will fall, isn't it? So these are all the natural sources of light. Now let us see the artificial sources of light. Now we have this natural means we are getting from the nature, isn't it? Nature will give us all the natural sources of light. Now artificial sources of light. What are these artificial sources of light? Artificial sources of light means which are produced by the man using the natural things. So already you know bulb. It was invented by Thomas Alva Edison, isn't it? He has first invented the bulb, that is the light bulb. Then another artificial source of light is torch. Then next you have a lamp. Everyone might be knowing during night you all use the night lamp, no? Little bit of light will be there. That is also artificial source of light. Then lighter. This is also artificial source of light. Then what we have? Flame of matches. To lit the candle we lit flame by the matches. So to lit the candle what we do? We take the stick and with the help of the matchbox we lit it. So this is a candle light, this is the flame by matches, and this is the candle light. Now again these objects are divided into two, that is luminous objects and the non-luminous objects. So first we studied about light. Then in that light also we have studied about the natural sources of light and the artificial sources of light. Now let us see the objects. So again objects are divided into two, that is luminous objects and non-luminous objects. Now let us study first what are luminous objects. Can you see in the picture and name? Yeah, this is a sun, bulb, candle, and these are the stars, isn't it? These are the natural, what we studied. These are natural as well as artificial sources mixed together, natural as well as artificial sources of light. Now non-luminous objects are here, these are the chair, then the dog, then here is a globe. All these are the non-luminous objects. So now what is the difference between luminous and non-luminous objects? So now let us first take up luminous objects. So what are luminous objects? Objects that can emit light energy by themselves are known as luminous objects. Yeah, just now I showed you all the luminous objects. These, they can emit their own light. So they are called as the luminous objects. Okay. The luminous objects are visible as they emit light of their own. For example, sun, burning candle. Then what are non-luminous objects? So non-luminous objects are those objects that cannot emit light energy by themselves, are known as non-luminous objects. The non-luminous objects are visible because of the luminous objects. Because, for example, earth and moon. Other than that also, just now I showed you the examples of non-luminous objects, that is the chair, the dog, then the globe. All these are the non-luminous objects. So now can you tell me now what is the difference between luminous and non-luminous objects? So now luminous objects means that can emit the light energy by themselves are known as luminous objects. Objects that cannot emit the light energy by themselves, which take the artificial light, they are called as the non-luminous objects. For example, earth and moon, these are non-luminous. Sun, burning candle and stars, these are the luminous objects. Okay. Now can you tell me what is light? Light is nothing but through which we can see the things clearly. What is energy? Which gives us capacity to do the work, isn't it? What is energy? Capacity to do the work, isn't it? Then what are the sources of light? Natural and artificial sources of light. In that again, objects are divided into two, luminous as well as non-luminous. Luminous, what are luminous objects? Objects which emit the light energy of their own, they are called luminous, and the objects which do not emit their own light are called as non-luminous objects. So now you can tell anyone what is light, what is energy, what are the sources of light. Name the two objects of light, that is luminous and non-luminous. Okay. Now so far we have studied about light, then we have studied about artificial and natural light, then we have studied about luminous and non-luminous objects. So now let us continue with the next by through an activity. Next we'll study about transparent, opaque and translucent objects. Okay. Now let us study about transparent, opaque and translucent objects. So now you had studied in the chapter 4 about grouping of the objects as what are transparent, what are opaque and what are translucent objects. So now let us study first what is transparent object. So can anyone tell what a transparent object? Yeah, when light passes through a straight line through an object, that object is transparent object. Here are the few examples of the transparent object. All glass, mirror, all these are the transparent objects. Means what? When light passes straight through an object, that object is called as transparent objects. You can see it clearly in this pictures here, how the light is passing straight through an object. Now the next type of object is translucent, what you have studied. So what are translucent objects? Objects which we cannot see very clearly through the transparent objects, but light will pass through them. So what are translucent objects? We cannot see very clearly through the translucent objects, but light will pass through them. These are called as the translucent objects. For example, tracing paper, and this is a bulb. Now the next type of object is opaque object. So opaque objects, what are they? They do not allow any light to pass through them. So they are called as opaque objects. So can you see here? Wall is there. Then here it is shown. This also is opaque, through which will not allow any light to pass through them. So these objects which will not allow light to pass through them are called as opaque objects. So now we have studied about 3 objects. What are those? Transparent, translucent and opaque. So transparent objects are what we studied. Those we cannot see through an object at all. That is the opaque object. If you are able to see clearly through an object and it is allowing light to pass through them, it is a transparent object. Then there are some objects through which we can see but we cannot be very clear. Such objects are called as translucent objects. So now this was about the transparent, translucent and opaque objects. Now here are few activities what we have to do it. Let us do those activities, okay? Now we have studied about transparent, translucent, opaque. Now let us study what is a shadow. Now when an object blocks the light, a shadow is formed. Can you see in the picture here? Yeah. This is a teddy bear. Its shadow is fallen on the wall. Okay. So what is shadow? When an object blocks the light, a shadow is formed. So when object blocks the light, a shadow is formed. Formation of shadow. So how the shadows will be formed? When the object is opaque. Can you see here like this? Here you can see the shadow of it. So in the formation of shadow, first we said it must be an opaque object. Object must be opaque. And the next one is it needs the source of light. Then next, shadow can be seen only on a screen. Can you see here? On the earth when you are walking on the in the hot sun during the day, you can see your shadow on the earth. Then formation of shadow. Can you see here? 11 a.m. your shadow will be like this. 2 p.m. your shadow will be like this. So here you have to mark north, south, west, east, west. Like this it is marked and shown how the shadows are formed. So during the day, have you seen here? What time? 11 a.m. How is the shadow? See there, formed. To your which side? When you are standing, right side. Isn't it? And when you are in the at 2 p.m. where shadow is formed, opposite. So like this you can see how the shadows are formed. The size of the shadow depends on the position of the source of light. So the size of the shadow, it depends on what? The position of the source of light, how the light falls on it. So when light is falling, it is on the right side, isn't it? When here the light falls in front, the shadow is formed behind, like this. So what is this? Here when a person stands and here it is north and here south. So where is this thing? Shadow formed, it is towards the west, isn't it? At 11 a.m. where is the shadow formed? Again it is towards the east. So like this, both they are formed towards the east. See in the picture clearly how the formation of shadow takes place. Objects must be, how the shadows are formed? First of all, the objects must be opaque. Then they need the source of light. And the shadow can be seen only on the screen. The size of the shadow depends on the position of the source of light. Now the formation of shadow. Already we have studied 4 points. Now the next point is shadows are black in color. Yeah, whatever color dress you wear or whatever you wear, but the color of the shadow will be usually black. You might have seen here. Can you see in the picture here? See on the wall when you do it, no? You can see the shadow. In your home you can try and see it. Shadows are in black in color. So first of all, it must be opaque. It needs the source of light. When light falls only, the shadows will be formed. And the shadows will be formed only on screen. And the size of the shadow depends on the position of source of light. Then the color of the shadow is black. So formation of shadows. Object must be opaque, needs source of light, shadow can be seen only on a screen, the size of the shadow depends on the position of source of light, shadows are black in color. This is how the shadows are formed. So now can you tell fast what are transparent, what are translucent and what are opaque objects? Then what is a shadow? Formation of shadow. Now who will tell me what is transparent? The objects through which we can see clearly or which allows the light to pass through them. They are called as transparent. What is translucent? Objects through which we cannot see clearly, we can see partially. Those are called as translucent objects. And opaque objects, these does not allow the light to pass through them, nor we can see the objects through them. Then what is a shadow? Just now I told you. Can anyone tell what is a shadow? Just now we read, isn't it? Tell me. Then formation of shadow. Just now we read out the points, no? How the shadows are. First, objects must be opaque, need source of light, shadow can be seen only on a screen, the size of the shadow depends on the position of source of light, shadows are black in color. So now who will tell me what is a shadow? Can anyone tell? So here, this is formation. What is a shadow? I told you. So what is a shadow? When an object blocks light, a shadow is formed, isn't it? Now can anyone tell what is a shadow? An object which blocks the light, shadow is formed. When an object will block the light, a shadow is formed. Okay, this is the formation of shadow. Point by one point we have seen how it is formed, what all it needs to form the shadow. Okay, now next there are activities to do. Let us do those activities. Okay, now let us continue with the activity. Okay, now look around yourself and collect an eraser, plastic, scale, pencil, notebook, single sheet of paper, tracing paper or a piece of cloth. Now these objects you have collected. After that what you have to do is you have to try to look at something far away through these objects. Now first eraser is there. Can we see? No, we cannot see. Why? It is an opaque object. Plastic scale, it is translucent, not transparent. Okay. Then next is pen. Again it is opaque. Pencil, opaque. Notebook, opaque. Single sheet of paper, sometimes it is translucent. Then tracing paper, translucent. Piece of cloth, if it is very thin, then we can see. If it is not thin, then we cannot see. Again it is a opaque objects. So record your observations in the table as shown in the table 11.1. Let us discuss now. We'll see. Now like this you have to see it. Can you see in the picture here? Like this you have to see and tell whether they are transparent, opaque or translucent. We see that given objects or the material here, whatever we have collected in just now in the activity 1, they may be either transparent or they may be translucent or they may be opaque, depending on whether it allows the light to pass through it or no. So now here is a table. Take this table. So now we have already collected some of the things in that only. Some few things are here, objects or material. What we have taken? Pencil. Then you have to view through the object possible, whether it is fully, partially or not at all. So as pencil is opaque, okay, here is a table 11.1. So what are the headings given there? Object or material. The second column is view through the object, possibly, fully, partially or not at all. Then what type of object it is, whether it is opaque, transparent or translucent. So first we have taken the pencil. Now can we see through the pencil the things? No, it will not allow the light to pass through it. So not at all. So when it does not allow at all, that means what type of object it is? It is opaque. Next is rubber ball. Again, this will not allow the light to pass through it. Again, this is what type of object? Opaque. Sheet of writing paper. So we are not very sure. So when we cannot see the objects very clearly or partially we can see it, those are called as translucent. So what is this sheet of writing paper? It is a translucent object. Okay, now in this activity we have taken few things, and through that we have seen which object will allow the light to pass through it and which will not allow the light to pass through it, and what type of object it is. Okay, this way we have completed this activity as well as the table. Now let us see the next activity. What exactly are shadows? Now already I told you what are shadows. When light, can anyone tell what are shadows? When light blocks, then the shadows are formed. Okay, now there is another activity. Activity number 2. How the shadows are formed, all those we have seen, isn't it? So now let us continue with the activity. So now there is another activity, activity number 2. What exactly are shadows? Now one by one hold each of the opaque objects in the sunlight slightly above the ground. So just now we have taken a pencil, rubber in the table 11.1. So anyone can take 2-3 of them. You, your brother and anyone, or you yourself can take one pencil or a rubber ball. Already it is what we have done, I am telling you all. So what you have to do is one by one hold each of the opaque objects in the sunlight, and it must be little slightly above the ground. What do you see on the ground? You know that the dark patch formed by each on the ground is due to its shadow. Can you see here in the picture? Sometimes shadow of an object gives an idea about its shape. So whatever is there, if you show it, take it, you can see it on the ground. You know that dark patch formed by each on the ground is due to its shadow. So what is the dark patch here in the picture? Can you see here? This dark patch. This is called as the shadow. Sometimes you can identify the object by looking at its shadow, as in the figure 11.2. So now here we can see this picture, see these shadows and tell what type of picture it is, or can name. Here this is a man. Here this is a eagle. Here this is a tree. Like this we can name the objects by seeing the shadow. This will give you, the shadow of an object gives an idea about its shape. Then after that you have to spread a sheet of paper on the ground. Hold a familiar opaque object at some height so that its shadow is formed on the sheet of paper on the ground. Ask your friend to draw the outline of the shadow while you are holding the object. Draw outlines of the shadows of other objects in the similar way. So what you have to do? After the shadow is formed, you have to spread a white sheet of paper on the ground, and you have to take any one of the opaque object, as we took pencil, rubber, like that, isn't it? After that what you are going to do? Its shadow is formed on the sheet of paper, and now you have to draw the outline of the shadow while you are holding the object. So that what happens, the shadows of the, we can do like this, the other shadows of the other objects in the similar way. Okay, not only pencil, rubber or anything, other than that also you can take the things, you can take the plate, you can take the spoon, steel spoon and all this, and you can see it. Now ask some of your friends to identify the objects from these outlines of the shadows. How many objects are you able to identify correctly? So you have to take the objects, but you don't tell what object you have taken. By seeing the shape on the sheet of paper, you must identify the type of object, what it is. Okay, you can do it, children. Please do it this. Read again and again, understand, and then you can do it. How many objects are you able to identify correctly? So you can take 5 objects and do it. In that, how many you are able to identify, you can write it. Do you observe your shadow in a dark room or at night when there is no light? This you might have experienced also already, isn't it? Can you observe your shadow? No, we cannot see the shadow. Do you observe a shadow when there is just a source of light and nothing else in the room? Yeah, when there is source of light only we can see the shadow. In the dark also, in the night, can you see your shadow when you are walking in the dark? No. When there is a street light and all, then only you can see the shadow. It seems we need a source of light and an opaque object to see the shadow. Is there anything else required? So now to form a shadow, what we need, first of all, the object must be opaque, and the next one must be, there must be a source of light to form a shadow. So other than that, what we need, we have read already what all we need. I said we need an opaque object, then we need a source of light, then what we need, shadows are formed only on the screen, and then the position of the shadow will be seen based on the position they are standing, then or time, isn't it? These all things we have studied in the shadow. Now here there is another activity, activity number 3. So all the 3 activities I am taking it together only. So this is the last activity what I will be taking today. Then I will continue in the next lesson. Okay. This is an activity that you will have to do in a dark. So this activity you have to do it in the dark. During the night you can do it. In the evening, go out in an open ground with a few friends. You can go with your parents. Take a torch and a large sheet of cardboard with you. So what you have to carry with you? Large sheet, torch and a cardboard. Hold the torch close to the ground and shine it upward so that its light falls on your friend's face. You now have a source of light that is falling on an opaque object. If there were no trees, building or any other object behind your friend, would you see the shadow of your friend's head? Can you see? Experience and tell me. Okay. This does not mean that there is no shadow. After all, the light from the torch is not able to pass through his body to the other side. Now ask another friend to hold the cardboard sheet behind your friend. Is the shadow now seen on the cardboard sheet? Can you see in the figure 11.1, 11.3? So you can see it, you see. You can see it here, the shadow. Here it is hold. Yeah, like this. You are standing here, one friend is here and one friend is here. So your shadow is falling on this sheet of paper, the front person can see when you put a torch light there. Can you see in the figure? Yes. So the shadow is obtained only on the screen. You can see that. This does not mean that there is no shadow. After all, the light from the torch is not able to pass through his body to the other side. Now ask another friend to hold the cardboard sheet behind your friend. Is the shadow now seen on the cardboard sheet? Yes. Thus the shadow can be seen only on a screen. The ground, walls of the room, a building or such surfaces act as the screen for the shadows you observe in everyday life. So not only on the cardboard you can see your shadow, but what all things you can see? You can see on the ground. In the morning when you walk, you can see on the ground, isn't it, your own shadow. Then on the walls of the room in the night, you can see it. Then a building, yeah, when you walk, you can see your shadow on the building also. Or other such surfaces. These will act as the screen for the shadows, what we observe in our daily life. Then shadows give us some information about shapes of the objects. Already I told you, isn't it? You have to pick the object, you can name it what it is. Sometimes shadows can also mislead us about the shape of the object, as in the figure 11.4. So here is the figure 11.4. Can you see here? It is our hand, but though it is a hand, but it is showing the picture of the like animals, isn't it? Can you see here? Different kinds of animals are seen here. This is a butterfly. Then here you can see it as a different types of animals like a cow, like that. You can see it. So in the figure 11.4 are a few shadows that we can create with our hands and make believe that they are the shadows of the different animals, isn't it? Someone can tell, yeah, we have drawn the animals, but actually it is not the animals drawn. We are showing the movement of the hands, isn't it? You can try to do this seeing the picture. Okay, do this when you sit and do. It doesn't take much time, 5 to 10 minutes. You can finish off all the activities of this lesson. That is, first activity was you have to take the opaque object and see whether what type of object it is, whether it will allow the light to pass through it or no. That activity was there. Second one, what you have to do is how the shadows are formed. So the shadow of an object will give you the clear idea about the shape of that object. Then the third activity today, what we have done is a shadow is obtained only on the screen. Then shadows of the animals are hidden in our hand, so they can make us disbelieve that they are the shadows of the different animals. So today we'll stop here, children. In the next class I'll continue the remaining part of the lesson. So now can anyone tell what all we have learned in this lesson today? We have learnt about light, isn't it? Then we have studied about transparent, opaque and translucent objects. Then we have studied about luminous and non-luminous objects. Then we have studied about shadow. Then we have done 3 of the activities. One was based on the different objects. We have to name it which objects are those. The second activity was shadow. By seeing the shadow of an object, we can tell the shape, isn't it? And the third one was the shadow of the animals hidden in our hand. So these were the 3 activities plus the lesson what I have done it. So PDF questions will be sent to you. Please write the answers, see the video, read the lesson. Okay, children? Yeah. Okay, thank you.